All right, this video is going to cover some actual props that I do utilize when I'm teaching the guns and ammo PowerPoint that you just saw in the previous videos. So these are some common calibers. This first one is a 9mm, and that's a common caliber for a law enforcement officer to carry as their primary handgun. A lot of federal law enforcement carry that caliber. Next is a 38 Special. This isn't a common caliber as far as law enforcement for a primary duty weapon, but it is a common caliber that you see in a revolver. Next two are your 40 and your 45 calibers. These are very common in law enforcement. The 40 caliber, this was my first caliber that I had in a 6 Sauer, and then 45 I actually went to a 45, a Glock 45. Next is a 223 round that is carried in an AR-15 rifles that law enforcement officers carry. And then finally is a Winchester 308 round. All right, now we're going to go to a larger display that I'm going to cover. So right here, your first calibers are the 22. Now that's not a caliber law enforcement officers carry, but it is a caliber that's often seen on the street. These are cartridges that are live. These are the bullets of these cartridges after they've been fired. So I did fire these into a telephone book and retrieved them so you could see what they looked like. And that is the cartridge case that has no gunpowder in it, but it kind of shows you the progression after, before a cartridge is fired and after. Next are 9mm calibers. And these are four different types of bullets. The first two are copper jacket, and this is a hollow point. Hollow point is very normal, as I discussed in the various videos before this, for law enforcement officers. Next is a 40 caliber, and that shows a 40 caliber hollow point and the bullet after it's been fired. And then you have a 45 copper jacket and the bullet after it's been fired. You have the 223 round, which we already covered. Here you have some different shotgun shell rounds. This one is a slug, and the two most common officer carried shotgun shell rounds are the slug and the double-aught buck. The double-aught buck has 9 pellets contained in here instead of a slug. And then this is birdshot, and that shows you an empty shell. This is the mystery round. If you know what caliber that cartridge is, you can send me an email, and if you get it right, you can get some extra credit. I'm looking forward to seeing those tries to guess what that is. Finally, this is what it looks like after birdshot is shot into this, and you can see how many different pellets there is, a ton. Obviously, if you have that slug shotgun shell, it'd be one big one, and if you had a double-aught buck shotgun shell, you'd have 9 different larger pellet sizes. And then finally, we have the difference between a 40 caliber hole and a 9 caliber hole made by the bullets. So that is a 9mm caliber, and that's your 40 caliber. So there you have your 9mm, and there you have your 40. All right, that ends this video. If you have any questions, send me an email, and we'll see you on the next video series.